Hey everybody! It's Eddie from Tokyo, Japan. I'm going to bring to you in a quick and concise manner the happenings of the cryptocurrency space in relation to Japan. So first, I want to get to a story that actually was big in last September. The BOJ, which is the Bank of Japan, decided that they were going to explore the possible minting of a JCoin. And this JCoin was going to be launched so that it would be easy for a foreign tourist to spend money when they came to Japan in regards to the 2020 Olympics. Well, that has changed a little bit. The head of the FinTech Center in the BOJ, by the name, let's see, her name is Yuko Kawai. She says that we don't need a digital currency because Japanese love their cash. Yeah, so she cites two reasons. She tried to actually go from experience. She said taking over the job over a year ago, she tried to stop using cash in her personal life. But while life is much easier without needing an ATM so often, there are many things that still require physical money. If you need to split the cost of dinner with friends and or pay for a taxi in rural Japan, she said you need cash. Okay, so these are her two examples. Yeah, well, let's just take a look at what Japanese are doing in terms of virtual currency now. There is a card called a Suika. This is what it looks like. And the Suika card is literally in the wallets or pockets or backpacks of everybody in Tokyo, and no, that is not an exaggeration. And this card can do lots of things. It's loaded or prepaid, if you will, at any of the stations that are in Japan. And the stations, if you don't know how this city is connected, in particular Tokyo, you can find a station about once every 5 minutes of walking. So they are just everywhere, and it allows you to go coinless by buying beverages at vending machines, using them on a kiosk, which is found on all the platforms, convenience stores, which are in the hundreds of thousands, cafes, electronic stores, coin-operated lockers, which, by the way, I understand these are not going to be available to be used during the 2020 Olympics, as it's going to be an anti-terrorist measure to make them unavailable, and then you can pay for taxis. So right now there is digital payment going on a daily basis all the time. So I think her going to rural Japan to use a taxi is kind of crazy example. And the Japanese are already using digital currency in a very big way. There are no checks here in Japan. You cannot write a check. The check doesn't exist. And when you want to pay somebody or some company, you do a bank transfer. And these bank transfers are everyday life here. Ripple, which you know, is bringing a big app called MoneyTap. This article from yesterday explains what the MoneyTap app will do in a little bit more detail. And the banks right now are not that convenient. They will allow you to make these transfers from about 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And once Ripple integrates with these 61 banks, you will be able to do a transfer 24 hours a day. So, you know, when she's at dinner with her friends, she'll be able to open up this app and then she can split her bill by using MoneyTap. So I always think there's a story behind the story, and I think the reasons she cited that they have abandoned their JCoin are a little more deeper than her examples cited in that article. So anyway, maybe it just shows that they are going to lean on Ripple a little bit more to take care of the digital currency services in Japan. So that's that. Then I want to take us to blockchain boot camp for beginners that starts today. You know, this is something I just didn't know anything about, and I just have no idea how they promoted their blockchain boot camp, but I was quite surprised when I came across this. It's put on by a group called Omni 212. They are out of Bellevue, Washington. Bellevue is just kind of northeast of Seattle. It's the same area where Microsoft is. It's a very upscale part of the Seattle Puget Sound area. And I was surprised to see that they're actually here in Japan charging $524 for these tickets. And they're going to have 8 sessions. Each session is 2 hours spread over 4 weeks, and 16 hours of live instruction spread over 4 weeks. Training material and lab exercises provided. Each session is recorded, and the recordings are provided to the student over Microsoft Cloud, and you're going to be able to build a real-life blockchain application. So I started to, look a little bit deeper and saw their events page, and today they're going to meet up at a shared office space in Shibuya called Katana. Katana is actually one of these places that if you don't have an office or you want to have a meeting with clients other than meeting at a local Starbucks, you can rent a location, and they have some different types of membership fees where you can get a booth or a desk. You can also get a designated office. Let's see, the designated office in Shibuya will run you about $800 a month. And there's also plans where you can use the virtual address, or you can use a local telephone number or fax. Yes, there are still fax machines in Tokyo. Sometimes it cracks me up. This is supposedly such an advanced country when it comes to technology, but the fax machine is still pretty dominant here. And then you can also use an answering service, but it's in Japanese only. And last but not least, for about $10 a month, you can rent a locker or a drawer cabinet. Anyway, they are using this virtual office in Shibuya today, and they're going to kick off their event. I started to think, who is this Omni Group 212? And I went to, of course, Glassdoor. Not that Glassdoor is always correct, but Glassdoor does give you a glimpse at the company culture. Whenever you read a glowing report, you always have to think, does that smell right? Because usually it's written by somebody who is in the HR or is currently in management of the company, and they're too well polished and just too perfect. So when I see the perfect 5-star reviews, I pretty much just kind of grin and pass on and try to look a little bit further with the people who leave comments that are not so glowing. So you can take a look at Glassdoor and make your own decision, but I think that this Omni 212 is definitely another one of these companies that's cashing in on the cryptocurrency space by trying to be educators. So you can see that these are their different courses, and I'm just kind of impressed that they came all the way to Tokyo, considering, that that they didn't do that great of a job marketing themselves, because I think I came across this just by chance. Okay, so that takes care of that. Well, the G20 Summit, everybody seems to be quite content with what is being said so far with the cryptocurrency space. I can tell you that the biggest topic being discussed are tariffs, because Trump has taken the world by surprise and is starting to talk about tariffs that he wants to impose, and I think the G20 is quite concerned about this, and so I think that the focus is on the particular free trade agenda instead of cryptocurrency, so we kind of went under the radar, which is a good thing, and I don't think at this time we have to worry about it. They did make a statement that says that as of yet, which was the caveat, that they don't think cryptocurrency is a threat. So, but they did add the word in there yet. So they are still carefully watching this space. All right, and the last I want to bring you the story is about Abe. And Abe is in the middle of this scandal. He has been linked to a land deal that was a state-owned land deal, and he discounted it to a point where it was a shocking discount. And he always said that he was not involved, and he's denied for the last year. But it comes to light that the documents have been altered, and there are 14 documents that were changed. And on one of those documents, the Prime Minister's wife is mentioned, and so they tried to erase her names to distance themselves from the deal, but it looks like it's too late. He's been found out, and this is a picture of him looking quite distressed in the diet, which is a daily occurrence for him lately. His approval ratings were 30% yesterday. They're probably below 30 today. Sitting next to him is Asotaro. Asotaro is the finance minister, and we need to pay attention because I think if Abe goes down, Asotaro is going to go down with him, and he is also head of the FSA, which is Japan's financial service agency, and they are the ones that have all of the control on the exchanges for cryptocurrency. So if these guys don't keep their position and new people move in, we could see some changes in policy, changes in the policy for crypto space. So this is just something we want to keep an eye on. All right, I think that's all for you today. Yeah, it is, and I thank you for listening, and please subscribe, and I'll be sure to give you a short, concise update on what's happening in Japan with cryptocurrency. Okay, everybody take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.